All right, everyone, we are back. We got the playoff bracket set. Everything's good to go. We know who's going to be playing for the shot at the championship, who's in, who's out. Whether you think it should have been Bama, whether you think it should have been SMU, man. Hey, it is what it is. Yeah, pretty much. But the bracket in and of itself is interesting. I think the way it ended up playing out is very, very interesting. I think going in the next year and years beyond, they need to tweak a couple things here and there. But the big thing I'm noticing just off rip is the top teams didn't get the easiest slates, if that makes sense. Now, whether or not you want to say it's because really what it is I think the winning the conference championship and getting a bye holds a little bit too much weight. For instance, I think the 5 seed and I think the 6 seed probably in the best slot. So Penn State, SMU, Texas, Clemson, they're probably in the best shape right now. Now, mind you, those teams either lost their conference championship or had to win to get in. Or in Penn State's case, or in SMU's case, they lost. But yeah, no, I think they gotta really look at that. I think it should just be a straight, you win your conference, you get automatic bid, and then from there you just rank the top teams, right? So that way you don't run into a situation where Boise's the what did they rank like ninth or 10th or something like that, end up being the 3 seed. Just a little bit shaky. But either way, that doesn't matter because all that matters now is who you play on the field, who you got in front of you, and balling or getting balled on. So we're gonna look at this. I think first game, Clemson, Texas. That's an interesting one. I think Clemson has the front that can compete with Texas's front, which is the biggest thing in these games. When your front can compete, you have a shot, right? So I think Clemson definitely has a shot. I don't know if I fully trust Cade Klubnik in a big game, but at the same time, I really don't trust Quinn Ewers in a big game. His play at times be a little erratic, be a little shaky. I don't know if he has elite moments, but he also has really, really bad moments too. So it's hard. That's a hard one to pick. That's a hard one to pick. I think I'm gonna go Texas. I just like their receiving core a little bit more, but it's definitely not it's not as gonna be as bad of a game as people think. Like it's not gonna be a blowout. I don't think. Actually, we can look at the preview. Uh oh, all right. So they Texas as an 11-point favorite right now. I think it's gonna. I would take Clemson right there. I would take Clemson. I don't think it's gonna be that bad of a game. Tennessee, Ohio State. This is probably the best matchup we have in the first round. Two like legitimate teams. Ohio State got a lot of pressure on them. Ryan Day losing to Michigan, that was massive for the program. They're gonna need to figure it out because I think Kirk Herbstreit said it on the broadcast. If they get down early, if they don't start out well, they're gonna hear it from those fans who already want Ryan Day out of there. Tennessee, though, their offense, I just don't have a ton of faith in it either. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think it'll be another one. Ohio State closely winning that, probably by like 7 points, I think. Now, Penn State, SMU. Now, SMU, if y'all haven't really, if last night was your first time watching them, the first half you're probably like, oh, well, why the fuck is this team even being considered for the playoff? But the second half, that's kind of who they've been. Even then, almost came back, tied it up, gave up a very unfortunate kick return and field goal to lose the game. But SMU, I think they deserve to be in the playoffs. I think it was good that the committee put them in instead of Bama. Penn State, Drew Alar, he's definitely looked better. This is the best he's looked in his college career. He looks good. They got the dynamic 1-2 punch at running back. They got Tyler Warren. This might be dog James Franklin in a big game. I just don't know. I know Penn State's at home. It's going to be a little cold. I like SMU to pull off the upset. I think SMU has that quarterback that pretty dynamic. Running back, what's his name? Jennings. No, Smith, he was Jennings the quarterback. Smith, he was definitely he's definitely a dynamic player. I feel like it's gonna be one upset in the first round. I think it's gonna be SMU. And then we got Notre Dame, Indiana, two teams from the same state. Notre Dame obviously favored, a little over a touchdown. It's been a good season for Indiana. The team they struggled with, Ohio State, got a good front seven. Notre Dame, got a elite defense, like elite defense. We've seen him play Texas A&M, put him in a box. Their only loss to Northern Iowa or Northern Illinois. It's happened so long ago. They've been playing at an elite level since then. Uh, I think I'm going Notre Dame here. I don't know if that one will be particularly close. I think Notre Dame's defense is gonna be able to kind of carry them pretty heavily here. And then let's see, we got Texas, Arizona State. Now, Arizona State, they're on fire. They've been playing way better. Uh I I think Texas, I think the overall talent of the lines especially is gonna win out here. I think this is a game that's much closer than people might think. Uh Also, Arizona State having to travel across country to Georgia. That's gonna be a little tough for them. I don't know if they're gonna have the same home field advantage. I'm gonna go Texas there. And we get the Ohio State Oregon rematch. Now, Oregon won by 1 point earlier in the year. I think Oregon wins by a lot more. I think Oregon, the way the teams are trending, how I think Ohio State's going to be on pins and needles, man. Ryan Day, the way he's coached in big games, I don't think he's going to be able to shake that. Like, you kind of are who you are at a certain point, right? Like, I don't think you just have the ability to, oh, I'm a shake everything off. I'm a, call the games aggressively. I'm a, let my nuts hang. I just think he is who he is. I'm going Dan Lanning in Oregon. I think Oregon's by far the best team in the country this year. Then we get SMU and Boise State. Now, this is an interesting one. Quarterfinal game. Winner goes to the semifinal. I like SMU here. I like SMU. I know Ashton Genty, elite player, one of the best in the country. He'd be my pick to win the Heisman. I just think SMU has the better overall team. I think, especially with how their front is, their front seven, one of the strengths of their defense. I think that's what you need to limit Genty. I think they have an offense explosive enough to score some points. I don't think Boise State's defense is going to be able to necessarily stop them the way they did UNLV. Go SMU to make it to the semifinals. Then we got Notre Dame, Georgia. This might surprise some of y'all. I think I like Notre Dame in this game. I think Notre Dame, defensively especially, I don't think Notre Dame is that far off from SEC. I think Notre Dame actually is on par with SEC teams as far as their defense goes. Like, their defense matching up with Georgia's offense, I'd like Notre Dame in that. Georgia, their receiving core, don't trust it at all. Carson Beck, I don't know if he's healthy. Even if he is, I don't fully trust him. The big thing is Notre Dame, their offense has to just do something, have a pulse. I think I'm gonna go Notre Dame here. I don't think this is the Georgia team from years past. I don't think the SEC is what they've been. I think Notre Dame's gonna make it to the semis. And then in the semis, we got Texas, Oregon, SMU, Notre Dame. Not expecting that at all. I think it's a byproduct mostly of just how the bracket shaped out. Like, I think if they re-ranked everything, we'd see different teams here, but just some of these matchups, it's how it plays out. I'm going to go Oregon versus Texas. I like Oregon to handle this one. I think Dylan Gabriel, out of all the quarterbacks in the field right now, is the best. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, I think Dylan Gabriel might be by far the best quarterback. Then you mix it with the team he has behind him, the weapons they got at receiver. I think Oregon, I like them to win this one. I also like Dan Lanning as a coach. I think young guy, but I think he's definitely proven his mettle. Now we got Notre Dame, SMU. And I think Notre Dame, like I said, their defense, I think they're going to have just enough on offense to make it through. And then on defense, their defense is elite. Definitely an elite defense. I'm going to go Notre Dame. And then Oregon, Notre Dame for the Natty. I'm going Oregon. Oregon. They've been my pick. Oregon is who I have thought was going to win the championship probably for the last 2-3 weeks. Not changing now. Yeah, no, probably a little questionable of a bracket a little bit, I think the SMU Penn State pick, a little bit of I just feel like there's going to be some type of upset. Like we've seen, one thing we've seen this year is any team can really lose on any week. Like I don't think there's a team like we've had in years past where they're just have the talent, coaching, just so much superior over everyone. I think it's yeah, I think everyone's susceptible, right? Everyone, we've seen their blemishes throughout the year. I think that I think Penn State is probably out of all the first round matchups, I would say Penn State and Ohio's no. I say Indiana probably has the worst chance. I like Notre Dame the best over Indiana. I think Clemson has then a good shot over Texas. I still like Texas though. Ohio State, Tennessee. If it were flipped, if Tennessee was the home team, I'd probably pick Tennessee. I'm gonna go Ohio State with this one, and then I just like SM. I like SMU's offense, man. I like how dynamic it is. I think if they can limit the Penn State run game, that's huge for them. I think if they can do what they did the second half to Clemson, they have a real shot to win. I know it's gonna be December. Happy Valley gonna be break, but I think they got a shot. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go one upset, man. It's the upset I'm going with. I guess I'm going with an upset here too, but yeah, I think SMU is gonna win that one. And then Notre Dame over Georgia. I just like Notre Dame's. I like their defense, right? And Texas, I think they have a little bit of like a Georgia boogeyman on their back, the same way Georgia has like a Bama boogeyman. So if Notre Dame, if their defense comes to play, like I think they will, and they do kind of what Texas did, hold them to 3 points in the first half, don't really force them to kick field goals. I like Notre Dame to figure that out a way to win. Then Notre Dame over SMU, and then we got Oregon Notre Dame in the championship. Oregon Ducks 2024, 2025, I guess, national champion. Y'all let me know who you have winning it. Let me know what you think about the picks. Let me know what you thought about who the committee put in the playoff, man, because there's a little bit of debate discussion there, but I definitely think this is how things are gonna play out.